Hey, everybody, I am so excited that you are here with me today. I believe you're supposed to be here, and I'm excited about this episode and really happy because today I'm going to share something that has the power to unlock success in any area of your life you desire it. So, whether that's your relationships, your marriage, your career, maybe being a better parent or being better at finances, you're going to learn exactly how you can get there, okay? And it's called positive consistency. Not just any consistency, but positive consistency. And once I share the keys to unlock positive consistency in your life, you're going to be able to hit success in any one of those areas you desire. Um, it has helped me, these key practices, these principles, they have helped me in my own life have an amazing, incredible marriage of almost 22 years. And it wasn't always that way. I've been putting these practices into place for about the last decade, and now I have a thriving marriage. The other thing that these practices have helped me with is to go from being someone that, used to max her salary out at $30,000 as a manager to now being a top 2% income earner in the United States. I still have to pinch myself sometimes. So I'm being completely real with you. If you listen in today and you put these key practices in place in your life, you're going to be on your journey and on your way to success in whatever area it is that you're desiring it. And here's the really cool part. We're talking about how to create positive consistency in your life, and I'm going to give you the keys to unlock that. But the great news is you already know how to be consistent. All right? You might be consistent in not making your bed every morning. That's consistency. It's just negative consistency. You might be consistent in not going to the gym every day. That's okay. The great news is you have the skill of consistency. And what we're going to learn today is how to switch that from a negative consistency to positive consistencies, ones that are going to help you build habits that actually bring you to success. Okay? So let's dive into the first one. The very first key to creating positive consistency in your life is mindset. All right? Now, for some people, they go, oh, not mindset again. And for others, they lean in. So if you're leaning in right now, stay with me, okay? You're supposed to be here. Now, let's just talk about the power of mindset before we get into the different kinds that exist, okay? Number one, have you ever woken up from a nightmare and your body is sweating and your heart is racing? Isn't that wild? Your mind doesn't know if it's actually happening or if you're dreaming it. Hence the heart racing and your body having a physical reaction and sweating. Okay? Now, that's when you're sleeping. You might say, well, Sarah, that's only when I'm sleeping. How about this? Have you ever had a friend explain to you how they tripped, fell, and broke their wrist or broke their collarbone? And as they're telling you the story, you literally get tingly feeling over your body, also known as sympathy pain. Have you ever experienced that? That is just from hearing words that your mind is taking in. It's wild, right? I remember my 18-year-old son Milo coming up to me last year, and he was reminding me of a promise I made to him when he was just 10 years old. He said, Mom, did you book our skydiving yet? My heart dropped because right in that moment, I pictured myself jumping out of a moving airplane at 10,000 feet or higher. My palms were sweating and the fear was visceral. I could feel it completely over my body. All right? That is the power of our mind. That is the power of it can make us actually have an emotional reaction and physical reactions as well. Okay, so what is mindset? Let's start there. What is mindset? Mindset is nothing more than a set of beliefs and perspectives that you believe about yourself. Okay? That's what mindset is. It has the power to make you think, it has the power to make you feel, and it has, most importantly, it has the power to make you act. It's like a programming for your entire life. And that's why we have to start with it, because that's where success begins. It begins between your ears. Everything great in this life that you want, that you desire, will start with the thoughts that you have. So let's talk about how we program it to work for you and not against you. The biggest one is self-talk, okay? And maybe you've heard about it, and maybe you've had shame around it because you have these negative thoughts about yourself, like, oh, I'm not very pretty, or oh, I'm so fat, or whatever these negative thoughts are that you hold about yourself. And then after you have the thought, maybe you're on the next step of becoming aware of them, but then you have shame and you feel bad about having these thoughts. No, 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 no. We are going to talk about how we can rewire our brain. We're going to talk about how we can get back in the driver's seats for our mindset. So, there are two different mindsets. One is a fixed mindset and one is a growth mindset. You can probably guess it's the growth mindset that is going to take you to success. But first, let's just talk about the differences, okay? A fixed mindset would be me holding a belief about myself that I don't think can change. So I'll give you an example. One that I actually do have, a fixed belief, a fixed mindset, is that I cannot cook, okay? And my husband's a chef and he cooks wonderfully, and my sister-in-law cooks wonderfully, and my cousin and my mom, they're all amazing chefs. And so I don't really have the desire to be a good cook. And I've also just kind of created this fixed belief that I'm not a good cook. Now, if I were to switch it into a growth mindset, that thought or that belief would say, I'm not a good cook yet. It would just add that one word on there at the end, yet. And then the thought would say, but if I am to practice and I were to put effort forward in practicing how to become a good cook, then I could become a good cook. So it's the thought process that if I put in effort into something, I can become better at it. Whereas a fixed mindset is just done. It's fixed, right? There is no changing. It can't change. It just is what it is. I cannot cook. No matter what I do, I still cannot cook. That's a fixed mindset. Are you tracking with me? So the most powerful thing we have is our self-talk. And here's the trick to creating a growth mindset. It's really simple. All you have to do is add the word yet. So when the negative thought comes in and it says, I am so lazy, I am not good at working out, I am not good at cleaning my room, I am not good at getting my kids to bed early, I am not good at communicating with my spouse. Whatever belief that is there that you have, add a yet onto the end of it. I am not good at working out yet. Okay? This is a rewiring of your brain that will happen just by adding that one word. So that's tip number 1 to help you get from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Okay? And here's tip number 2. Vulnerability. So when you have that, I'm just not good at working out, and you're trying to talk yourself through the yet, but you really are holding on to this belief and you just feel like growth is not possible in that belief. You are going to have the courage to reach out to a friend or family member, somebody who can speak life and belief into you, okay? That's the number 2 tip for mindset. So number 1, just add the word yet. Number 2, have the courage to be vulnerable. And if you really can't change a belief you have about yourself, reach out to someone who loves you and let them pour their belief into you. And it's okay to borrow their belief until you believe it for yourself. So key number 2 is being authentic. And what is authenticity, right? It's a word that we hear a lot, but what actually does it mean? What authenticity is when it's your beliefs align with the words that you're speaking. I'll just give you an example of what somebody inauthentic might say. Let's say you're out with your girlfriend and you're shopping and you're in the dressing room and she tries on a shirt and you're like, man, it doesn't really look that great on her, but she's excited about it and she says, hey, what do you think about this shirt? You don't want to be rude, so you just tell her that it looks great. That is inauthentic because it doesn't match what you are thinking, the thought that you're having, and the belief that you have. Your words don't align. Now, I'm not telling everyone you should go out there and just be brutally honest to everybody all the time, right? We've got to have tact. There's a way to do this, to be authentic and also still remain kind and aware of how your words might impact somebody. But let's take that same scenario again. When you see the shirt and you see that she's really excited about it, maybe there is something that you can find good about the shirt that you could say, hey, it's not the best fit on you, in my opinion, but I really do love the color of it, right? Now we are being authentic because maybe we really do love the color of it, but we also don't think it's the right fit on them. Why is authenticity so important? I'll tell you. They did a really cool study. Spain, I believe, did the study, and they measured the frequency of different emotions leaving somebody's body. So they measured shame, they were able to measure anger, they were able to measure despair and love and joy and all these different emotions. What do you think the most powerful emotion was that they measured? You might be thinking it was love. That's what most people guess, but no, it was authenticity. Authenticity, when your words align with what it is that you believe, there's a certain energy, a certain power that comes out of you when you are talking to people, okay? So authenticity is the second key in becoming and being able to have positive consistency in your life, all right? And number 3, you got to take action. Okay. One of my favorite authors, James Clear, says that every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. Think about that next time you reach for that cupcake or next time you reach for that snooze button, right? And here's the cool thing about votes. You don't have to have 100% of the votes. You just need the majority. So if you have a few votes that are not really what you want to be, but then you have more than enough, the majority that are what you want to become, you're winning. You only need the majority. And just remember, our actions are like votes to the person we want to become. Those right there are the 3 keys to creating positive consistency in your life. Number 1, work to have that growth mindset. Number 2, make sure that you are authentic in your words and your belief are always aligned. And number 3, take action, okay? You cannot fuck this up. As long as you implement those 3 things, I promise you, whatever it is, whatever title you hold right now, you could be like me and be a dishwasher. Whatever it is, you water the ground where you're at, you own your role, you implement those 3 key strategies, and I promise you, you will find positive consistency, which will lead you to success in those areas. Okay? It's kind of wild thinking back because I remember being a little girl at my first job, which was washing dishes, and my mom was a waitress. And I remember on my first day, she told me, Sarah, make sure you own your role. That dishwasher is your area. Make sure you keep it as clean and as tidy and you work fast and you work hard. And also, make sure that you look to add value to your teammates. So if they're coming to you holding dishes, go meet them halfway and grab the dishes out of their hands. Okay? Do whatever you can do to help them in their jobs. Because if you do these things, you will become valuable. And it will lead you to the next step of success. What I didn't understand that she was teaching me was she was teaching me how to put forth effort and to own my journey. She was teaching me a growth mindset. And I'm so grateful that I learned that at such a young age. I didn't know the word for it back then, but it taught me to focus on the effort and not the result. If I focused on the effort, if you focus on the effort of these 3 key strategies, you will get positive consistency, and then the result of success will come. So let's take that very last key of taking action and let's practice it right now before we end this call. I want you to grab a pen, paper, or your phone and the notepad and go ahead and write down 3 key beliefs that are good, that are positive, that you hold about yourself. It could be something you're good at. It could be something about your physical appearance. It doesn't matter what it is. But right now, I want you to write down 3 beautiful beliefs that you hold about yourself. Because here's what's going to happen. That negative self-talk is going to find its way into your mind. And you are going to, of course, start to add the word yet onto the end of it. You are, of course, going to reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm really struggling today to believe that I can do whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then number 3, you're going to go back and read these 3 beliefs about yourself. These ones that you already believe about yourself that are positive. And they are going to help to remind you of who you are and the power that you hold in between your ears, in your thoughts. Whether you want to be or not, you are on a growth journey. How do I know this? Because you're alive. You're here with me today. And so you are on a growth journey, whether you want to be or you don't. I am really excited for you to implement these 3 key practices into your life so that you too can find positive consistencies and habits which will lead you to success in whatever it is that your heart desires. Focus on the effort and the results will always come. Thank you for joining me today. It is a joy to be with you. I am so excited for you in the journey that you're on. You can do this. If you found this helpful in any way, shape, or form at all, please be sure to check out my other video, which is called Step 1, How to Get Unstuck in Life. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you again soon.